Hi and welcome to today's reading. These are the three piles, pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. Today we're asking what is a powerful message that you need to hear right now from Spirit, the universe, and yeah, there's quite a lot of cards. I've pre-shuffled them and yeah, we'll see what comes through. Remember that these readings are general, so and it's my aim with these readings is to give you some perspective on things and bring forth whatever wants to come forth to you, and just remember they are general, so not everything is going to resonate. If it doesn't, just disregard it, maybe choose another pile, or maybe there's nothing for you in this reading. But hopefully we'll bring forth some really powerful messages today that will help guide you on your journey. So please pick a pile now. Hi pile 1, so you chose this crystal. It's this beautiful blue color, and yeah, this is kind of all about, this crystal is related to the throat chakra, so it's yeah, I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's just really, really beautiful color, and that's what you were drawn to. And then here we have your cards, and yeah, we'll get going first with the tarot, and then we have a bunch of oracle cards and one more tarot card in there somewhere. So we'll go through those in a few minutes, but let's get started first with your tarot. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Hanged Man. We have the Two of Wands, and we have the Three of Cups. Okay, so I'm already seeing kind of a picture of sort of what's going on right now and what the powerful message for you is. It's kind of all of these cards are leading up to this card here. So with the Two of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Two of Wands, you can see that a lot of these cards are about the juggling of things, as well as the waiting for and kind of waiting on situations. And with the Hanged Man having to really go within, look inside yourself for the answers that you are waiting to come to you. Maybe you have been kind of juggling and waiting and in kind of this stop motion for a long time, which is like an important part of life, because it really does, having these sort of stages in our lives where we have to stop and reflect and maybe choose between two things, or try to juggle two things at once. All of these kind of moments, sort of we pick up a lot from them, and these moments make us a stronger person, so that we can then get to this sort of stage of the Three of Cups, which is, you can see here that each of these people are alone, and here it's all about, the Three of Cups is about a reunion, it's about celebration, it's about finding a group of people that is your soul tribe, people that you're meant to collaborate with in this life. And I think that for a long time for you it's been kind of difficult, because it seems like a lot of life has been sort of this balancing act, quite a struggle really, because you've always kind of felt like you had to do things alone and on your own. And I think that what you've been really hoping for and wishing for is to find those people that just really get you, people you can collaborate with and build things with. And I'm seeing here as well with the world, it's just drawn my attention right now, is that it's telling me that these people are out there, but they might not necessarily be like right where you are currently. You can see here that in this picture, these people are all by the ocean. There's some water here in the background, and this purple is also making me think about the crown chakra. So maybe having to like rack your brains for like places that are by the ocean, or by the sea, or by water, that would be like of interest to you, because maybe that is some direction that you might want to head in order to be closer to a group of people that are going to be kind of your soul tribe, people you can collaborate with, so that you no longer have to be kind of like doing this journey on your own, because it looks like, I mean, to me, even though like having to do everything alone can be hard at times, what I'm seeing in all of these women here in these pictures, but this goes for anyone who's watching, is these people all look really strong. They look really independent, really strong, really able to, you know, hold their own and have been. So I get that sense that you are someone who is a very strong, independent person, but part of you really would like to still find that tribe. And this tells me that this powerful message that is coming through is that that looks to be in your future. You've kind of gone down this path on your own, and what is coming is finding this group. It could even just be one other person, it could be a whole group of people, and having this reunion, this celebration, this kind of gathering of ideas and similar personalities, and working together on something that will be really, really bright. I mean, with the stars in the sky here, it's making me think it's a really, really beautiful, bright future that awaits you. So that's kind of like the message, that the powerful message that's coming through is that after all of this independent kind of space that you've been in, having to go in, having to juggle, having to wait on things, wait for the perfect moment, that you are slowly heading towards this moment of finding that group of people that you're meant to find in this life. Okay, so then let's look at some of the other cards that have come out that will sort of give some advice about this powerful message, or powerful advice that will help describe more for you. So the first card we have is the Duck, which has come out, and it says here knowing. So the Duck is all about knowing. So this is really nice, because I think that part of your journey, it's always kind of like been within you. I think like part of your soul, it's always been within you, that you're like walking on this path towards finding that group, finding that belonging that you're kind of looking for. This knowing is kind of always within you, and that's why you've had to kind of be in this independent time in your life, is because like when you are having to do things alone, it's like, I think you were always kind of being guided by your inner intuition and inner knowing that this part of building yourself up is going to be beneficial to the time when you meet other people, because you want to kind of, in order to come together with like a soul tribe, it's like it's people that are like independently coming together, but it's like strong individuals that can then build each other up, like, and not take away from each other or anything like that. It's like independent people coming together that can really create this beautiful, beautiful creation together, being whole and completed themselves and able to add to each other's lives in beneficial ways that like build up, you know, so they don't deplete from each other. So I think that this knowing has always been within you, and I like how this color is relating once again to the Three of Cups here. This beautiful purple or pink, which is kind of crown chakra, and that's crown chakra is like, it is about the mind, and it is about knowing that, and it's also about being connected to spirit. So basically maybe a lot of this kind of direction that you've sort of been, this path that you've been walking, a lot of the information has been kind of brought to you through your crown chakra from spirit, which is like, means that you've been given ideas and senses that you just kind of, for you just appears as a knowing, but actually it is like coming from spirit, that's sort of guiding you or being guiding you in this direction. So that's that. Then we have a crystal that can be helpful to you is the fluorite, and in this deck the fluorite is all about intelligence and connection to intelligence and crown chakra. And how cool, in the fluorite crystal we also have this beautiful vein of purple and we have green, so it's kind of just reinforcing that you have this knowing. It's like in your mind already, the direction that you need to go in. You don't need to kind of like worry too much about it or anything like that, but maybe fluorite will be helpful to you on this journey. Just kind of extra connection to your intelligence, to your crown chakra, so that you feel kind of a little bit more reassured on the path. Then we have this card, which is all about the animal kingdom, and basically this is saying that any kind of connection, like you obviously have a really, really strong connection to animals, and this could also be with traveling, is that you will, if you do happen to go on any trips or traveling, you'll encounter, you know, a bunch of different animals that you've not encountered kind of where you live maybe, and I think that could be really helpful as well on the journey, because animals have this ability to give us messages and meaning from spirit as well. And if you look at this card in this deck, it says have a look at all these animals and which one kind of draws your attention first. Like, what do you immediately go to? So you have the wolf, you've got the bear, you've got the deer, the eagle, the owl, and each of these animals obviously has a different meaning. If you were drawn, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are drawn to the owl, because the owl is all about wisdom, and a lot of your reading is talking about you having this like kind of innate knowing and wisdom about you that is helping guide you on your journey. So yeah, just any type of interactions that you can have with animals that will, you know, any close encounters, hopefully not with the bear, that would be really not so great, but just being close to animals, cats, dogs, any kind of animals really, might just help give you some extra guidance. And yeah, I think this just also shows that you just naturally have this guidance or connection to the animal world, which is a really, really beautiful thing to have, because animals can teach us so much about our lives. So that's really nice. Okay, then we have from this deck, we have 4 cards for you. So the first one is, I choose to learn through love. we have, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. That's really interesting. We have an owl there again. And some more owls. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. So that's... And in any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. So a lot of these cards, this is really, really beautiful because it does connect really to the rest of your reading, which really speaks about, both of these cards have these owls on them, as well as this card had the owl and a lot of the purple, talking about the crown chakra and this kind of connection to your inner knowing, your inner wisdom that is already there, and just kind of remembering that even though in this current sort of period where there's a lot of waiting, a lot of balancing, a lot of going within, this is all important for you because it is bringing you closer to consciousness, to knowing, to really, really knowing and finding that group of people, that purpose in life, I guess, with others that is, yeah, like going within is important in order to kind of have those moments of stillness. And there was another card that also spoke about stillness, contemplation and stillness, which is the Hangman, as well as the Two of Wands. So all of that is going to really help make sure that you are going to get to this point that you're looking to get to. You know, there is going to be an end to your kind of self journey and this kind of beginning of a journey of collaboration, I think. So yeah, just have faith that this is going to be part of your future. And yeah, just always make sure to give yourself a lot of love. All actions you take, choose to do them through love, through that being your main goal, and that will definitely bring you closer to this really, really beautiful collaboration with others. Okay, then we have this card, which is Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. So this is once again with the purple. Kuan Yin is just this beautiful reminder that love is always should always be the center part of our life. And if we take our actions from love, we are going to be doing what is right for everyone involved. And wherever you can offer to help others as well along this journey, that will also really help connect you to people more, is if you are able to give a helping hand, volunteer maybe, to others. If you see someone struggling with something, offer to help them. That could really be just a nice, beautiful way to like share more kindness and love in the world. And yeah, I think we always need more of that. So yeah, it's really nice. Kuan Yin is beautiful support for you on this journey, and you can always call on Kuan Yin to just kind of bring you back into that energy of care and compassion when you need it most. Then we also have Lady Venus, which says downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. So I think this is really, really great because this goes so perfectly with knowing. It's like basically Spirit is sending you information and messages and guidance all the time, and kind of these deep insights are coming to you all the time. So this card tells me that you are receiving a lot of guidance on this journey, and that will help you know what is the right direction to go, know what are the right decisions to take, because there's so much wisdom, which is, I think, really a powerful message, is that kind of like you are a really wise soul, and there is a lot of inner knowing that's already present in your journey, because you are this like beautiful, strong, independent person, and yeah, taking actions from a place of love and using all of your inner strength and wisdom to guide you is really going to be beneficial. Then we have one more tarot card to kind of add to these messages. So we have the Two of Water, which is the Two of Cups, and that says a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and a positive resolution of a conflict. So I love, once again, how we have this connection to water, and we spoke about how in this reunion card, these the soul tribe, this group, is all by water, and how kind of like water is all about emotions and feelings, and this reading often is speaking about love as well. And I think that this card coming out tells me that like Two of Cups is all about kind of you and a partner, or you and somebody else, or you and a soul tribe sharing like equal cups with each other, and how that is a really positive way of living. And yeah, I think this could either be speaking about a soul tribe, or it could actually be speaking about just one other person, so it might be different for different people. But this card coming out tells me that this journey is bringing you closer to, or closer with somebody else, or with a group of people. That reunion is on the cards, and yeah, this is a really positive card. So if you're asking about a relationship here, or you want a powerful message about a relationship, then this is a really good card for you. Really positive card. And as I'm saying that, kind of drawn to like how these two owls are sort of supporting each other over here on this card, and I think that could also speak of a really beautiful relationship that could be on the cards, and just like this coming together of two souls that are just meant to be together. So that's really sweet. And then we have over here, we have the Shapeshifter card, which talks about transform and unveil your gifts. So basically this whole journey for you has been about kind of this growing within, and I think you've had to do that in order to realize sort of what your power is. And your power is that you have this really keen sense of knowing, you're supported by the universe, you're heading in the right direction, and I think you have already been on this path of transforming yourself, with all of the going within, the balancing, the waiting, the thinking, the listening, and once again we have these beautiful animals. So there's you definitely have a strong connection to animals, and yeah, the eagle often speaks about having a higher perspective, and the wolf is an animal that has very keen senses, so it means that they really know and the eagle as well, like, knows, because they can see everything from a high perspective. They can see the whole picture. And the wolf it follows its instincts. It's got this like amazing smell and sense of like they just go after what they want. And I think that this card is kind of telling you that. And it also has a snake on here, which is all about transformation, so shedding kind of old skin and old patterns, and becoming that whole version of yourself that is filled with love and able to kind of meet with like-minded individuals who've also been on a journey themselves, and find that support for each other, that collaboration. So yeah, that's really nice. And then lastly, we have these two cards. So we have the Anima Mundi, which is, I actually really, really love this card. It's probably like my favorite card in this whole deck. And we have the Prayer. So Anima Mundi is kind of this connection to all things, basically, how all things are connected. And the Prayer is this connection to spirituality and kind of like, in a sense, like the Prayer makes me think of or connect back to the Hanged Man, which is like that energy of really going within. Prayer can be a really strong way of connecting with spirit and the universe, and kind of maybe that is something that can be really helpful on this journey, is connecting through prayer. And prayer isn't just like in a religious sense. It can also be things like affirmations and putting out just positive thoughts and a lot of love into the universe. I think that it is something on your journey that could be really helpful, and maybe it's something you've already been kind of looking into. And with Anima Mundi, yeah, just everything in life is connected. It's all comes into this like center self, and all the experiences you've had in your life, all the people you've met, all the just everything in your life comes together and just forms this like beautiful array of the self, the self. So like your whole being is combined of all these different parts, and hardships and love and chaos and peace, and everything makes you who you are. And like this just tells me that everything you've been going through, and this transformation, obviously, and it's made you this really, or making you into this really, really whole and completed and amazing person that is just gonna go out there and meet with other people who have gone down that same journey and just do amazing things in this world. I think that this is really, really, really beautiful and powerful message for you. Like this, yeah, everything's connected, and just remembering that on the journey can also help make things a little bit easier. Is remembering that every little step on the journey is building you up to that, like, your destiny, your purpose in this world. And you're always supported by the universe, and just always keep that faith. Prayer is also talks about doing something like ritualistic to kind of like if you pray every day, or if you do something every day, that will help guide you. So that is all I have for you, Pile 1. This was so beautiful to read for you, and I hope that this powerful message kind of resonates with you and gives you some guidance on your journey. So thanks for joining me here, and I wish you all the best. Hi Pal 2, welcome to your reading. You chose this beautiful stone, which is a red jasper, and red jasper is all about the root chakra and staying grounded, also about confidence and courage. And yeah, so that is the stone you've chosen. So these are all of your cards. You actually got quite a few more cards than pile 1. So we're gonna go through them, and yeah, let's start off with the tarot, your tarot cards, and then we'll move on to some oracle cards and just see what all comes through. So your first card is Temperance. You have the Page of Cups. You have the 10 of Pentacles. You have the 8 of Cups. You have the Empress. And your final card is the 9 of Swords. So the main purpose or the main intention of this reading is to discover what is a powerful message that you need to hear right now, some powerful advice or messages that you need to hear. And from the cards that have come out, okay, straight away I'm getting kind of this message of that there's this mentality of like thinking when pigs will fly, you know, about situations. So basically thinking like, this is never gonna happen for me, I'm never gonna reach that point. I'm mostly drawn to that message because of this little flying pig over here. But the thing is, even if that is a mentality that you have, I'm also coming to that message because of, you know, the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Swords that have come out. But the thing is, even if you're having that mentality of like, when pigs will fly, it's never gonna happen, I don't know, the cards that have come out for you are like so positive. You have Temperance, which is always about just kind of, firstly meaning that you are supported in your life by angels, by spirits, by ancestors, guardians. You're supported by the universe. And this also just talks about getting into that like flow state, going with the flow of things. Life is kind of this flow, and you're, even if things feel like very up and down, and like I'm also getting that from this Page of Cups being very like disjointed and feeling like you don't know if you're coming or going kind of thing. Like this guy, his body is down here, his legs are up here, and he just kind of just doesn't even know, you know, whether he's coming or going. So this kind of like disjointedness, this feeling of, you know, not knowing if things are gonna kind of go the way that you want them to go. But with Temperance here, with the Empress here, and with the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles and the Empress are super, super abundant cards. The Empress is someone who's in tune and in touch with the world and constantly birthing inspiration and ideas and just nurturing oneself and being just a very content and comforting kind of individual. And the Ten of Pentacles is having everything that you ever desired in terms of material abundance, in terms of a family, in terms of just feeling really, really comfortable and abundant and happy. And with these two cards coming out, it tells me that even if you're having these thoughts of being disjointed and stuff, these are here in your reading to tell you that a very powerful message for you is that these feelings of disjointedness, this feeling of like with the Nine of Swords is kind of like nightmares and chaos and kind of feeling very much isolated and alone and like you're never going to get out of this feeling. The powerful message is that you are going to, you are on the right path and things are looking up for you. The Eight of Cups tells me as well that you're moving away from any kind of situation that is dark, that is chaotic, walking towards that beautiful sunshine, towards that abundant feeling, and encompassing the energy of the Empress and of the Ten of Pentacles, knowing that you have such amazing support if you just keep making sure that you go with the flow of life. So sometimes it will feel chaotic, sometimes it will be calm, but that's like kind of just accepting that about life and kind of just going with the flow of it will really, really help make the journey quite a bit smoother for you. And once again, with the root chakra, you chose this, and this is kind of, the root chakra is all about maintaining balance in your life. And if you can maintain that balance in your life, then embodying the Empress and embodying the Ten of Pentacles will be a lot easier for you. So yeah, I think that the powerful message here for you is basically that you are kind of moving out of, as long as you maintain a sort of balanced and tempered feeling within yourself, don't let life kind of like pull you apart as it may have been feeling like it is, then it will be very easy for you to move away from those feelings and into a very abundant and fertile feeling. So let's see what else comes up in your oracle cards and how further we can see about this message. So this card, you get the dolphin, which is clay, and this is beautiful for you because basically it's just saying with a more playful attitude, kind of maybe that's also why the When Pigs Will Fly kind of came out, is basically like it's in you, a little comical, playful, more childish kind of, or childlike kind of energy. We have a lot of children here on this card. This playfulness, when you let this come out of you, and when you let this playful side of yourself show, and just kind of sit in that energy as often as you can, the path is going to be a lot funner for you, a lot more natural and easygoing, because you definitely have this side in you, and I think it just wants to come out and play basically. So definitely make some time for fun and games and doing things that you love. I'm sensing a lot of like comedy and stuff. Even watching like comedy and stuff might just help kind of uplift your mood quite a lot and get you out of this like very stuck energy of the Nine of Swords. In terms of your crystals, these are crystals that could possibly help you on this journey, and the first one is citrine. So citrine is possibly a crystal that will help kind of get you into these energies of, and actually citrine is also connected very strongly to the solar plexus chakra, which is all about like confidence and courage and putting yourself out there. It's about doing things and really taking action towards what inspires you, what keeps you happy, what kind of just makes a really, really happy feeling within you. It's like doing more of these things. So that's what I'm getting with citrine, and maybe having some citrine near you will really help kind of bring about these feelings too. We also have the black tourmaline. So I think with this, it's all about kind of protecting yourself against these negative energies that maybe sometimes take over. Black tourmaline is really protective. It keeps away any bad energies that you just don't really need to be around. So that could help too, black tourmaline. And then we also have selenite. Selenite is another crystal that could be really good for you. Selenite, I think, I might be off on this, but I do think that selenite is a good crystal for connecting you with spirit, and I think that selenite would also be helpful for your journey as well. Yeah, so we have citrine, black tourmaline, and selenite. So these are very powerful crystals, and definitely worth checking out, and maybe having near you, keeping a bracelet or kind of connecting with crystals when you're meditating as well is helpful. Having them near you when you're sleeping or doing certain activities could also be really helpful. Okay, then we have this card, which, let's see what this says to us. Okay, so you get this dragon, and I really love, like, straight away with this card, connecting to this like really beautiful, bursting, creative kind of spirit. This, with all these like amazing colors all over this card. I've never actually picked this card before, so I don't really know what the book says about it, but I can see that here we have kind of like this connection to spirit as well. And you know how dragons are sort of these mythical, imaginary kind of creatures, but just like kind of connecting to the spirit of the dragon, this sort of fierceness, but also this like mythical beauty. I think, yeah, really, to me it kind of connects back to this like playful, imaginative, creative energy that it like kind of exists within you, that you need to kind of let out and get more in touch with. Yeah, I think that's all I'm kind of getting from this card, but just the colors on here are just so vibrant, and I think that, yeah, that just kind of really does connect with the fact that your powerful message is that it's very possible for you to move away from heaviness and into this more abundant state, just through connecting to play and imagination, and yeah, like kind of putting those at the forefront more for yourself. Then we have, from this deck, we have 4 messages. The first one is, I choose love no matter what. So love is an energy that is super powerful, and it's all around us, and it's there for us to choose to be in touch with at any moment. An affirmation like, I choose love, I am love, I am loving, I'm loved, I'm lovable. These are things that you could say to yourself, say out loud, put them out into the universe, because choosing love and choosing to have a loving mindset is a very powerful aspect, and that can really like help you also just kind of lose that negative edge and kind of focus more on these positive emotions of love and play and imagination and confidence and courage, because it's all within you. I am the loving energy of the universe. So that's an affirmation that would be really good for you to say. I'm the loving energy of the universe. And believe it, because that is, it's the truth. You are a being that is filled with love and able to give love and receive love. And you are worthy of achieving all your dreams and goals. Just you need to believe it. When I lean towards love, I'm led. So there's a lot about love here that's come out, and this is just encouraging again to focus on love. And with the moon here, I'm kind of sensing just like letting go of any like unknowns. Don't focus too much on like what's not there and what's not happening, like, you know, pigs won't fly. Just don't focus on that sort of thought, on those illusions, what you don't know. Focus on what you do know, which is you do know that you are a loving being, you're kind, you're creative, imaginative, you're playful. These are all characteristics of you that are really strong and powerful and able to move mountains. So we also have, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. So yeah, once again, this kind of idea of even if sometimes you feel like being playful or silly is kind of something that people don't respect, or maybe it's made you feel like a bit of an outsider when you have gotten in touch with that side of yourself. This card is telling me like you're literally like here to have these experiences of being human and go through these trials and tribulations, and who cares what others think about you being yourself if you are funny and playful and kind and loving, and you're you're unique. And that's, I think that's also what I get from this card, is you're unique, and you deserve to have everything that you've ever wanted, and don't let anybody tell you anything else. We have here with this card the white eagle, which is the ancestor spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. So maybe this is something that's been ingrained in you throughout history, and maybe within your family's history is to kind of like be quieter and kind of to not show your kind of true self. Maybe you were told to you know, quieten down or stop being so silly or don't clown around. But this card coming out here is also telling you that this is something that is like, you are you, and being unique is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And like embodying those silly kind of characteristics about yourself, so important. It's time that you break this pattern of sort of people who haven't been able to really show themselves to the world in their true, authentic self. Like, you are this beautiful being who is full of love. You are love, and definitely show that to the world, because White Eagle is an amazingly powerful ancestor spirit to come through for you and just remind you that you can heal now. You can heal now. You can be yourself without any judgment or needing to take any judgment from anybody else. We have here another tarot card, which is, oh, this is so nice. The Knight of Fire, passionate, adventurous, self-assured, restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. So maybe there's something that's going to be happening kind of soon that is sort of going to give you this chance to really embody like who you truly, truly are. And even though you might want to think things through and kind of mull on it and stuff, like, I think this card is kind of telling you that, just reminding you that, like, you are very self-assured. You have a confidence within you, and if an event happens where you are kind of having to be your true, authentic self, this is what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to embody that beautiful uniqueness and do it like without any shame, because you deserve to, you know, be that true version of yourself. Then here we have two cards. We have the Shaman, which is trust in higher forces. So for me, this always is a reminder of this connection to, and like we have two cards that are very similar coming out here. So this connection to everything around you, and just remembering that to trust it, and with the Temperance card as well, just trust that things are working for your highest good, even if sometimes these situations that happen to you feel kind of difficult. They are for your highest good, and you're being supported. There's forces around you, love all around you, that is supporting you to be yourself and be your true, authentic self on this journey. And we also have the Magic Guardian, which says unlock the magic within. So this card is kind of making me think of once again this angel wings and a lot of support for you on this journey, and just you have this passion and vibrancy for life, and this is your magic. This is your this is something that was given to you by the universe, and it's time you embody it, because everybody should be able to see that real, true version of yourself, and you deserve to feel that joy that being yourself is going to give you, you know. Unlock that magic, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And then the last two cards we have here we have the mystic, and we have the medallion. So for me, the mystic is telling me that mystic speaks of your connection to spirits and to the universe. Talks about the magic that you hold within you. Like, yeah, you have this ball of fire that's just waiting to kind of like like, also, you know how moths are like drawn to the flame kind of thing? Like, I feel like once you show this real true version of yourself, even if you think that people aren't going to like it or enjoy it, like, I think people will be really, really like so drawn to you once you are showing your true authentic self. This like silly, fun, creative, passionate, comedic kind of wonderful person that you are. I think people are going to be drawn to you like the moth is drawn to the flame. Yeah. And just with all these eyes, it's kind of like your vision of life will become a lot clearer once you start to embody more of your authenticity. And then with the medallion, I get the sense that with this hand kind of like reaching for the medallion, it's kind of like this it goes again to that like pigs won't, when pigs will fly kind of mentality. Is like always like, I think you've felt always like you're reaching and reaching and reaching, and it's not coming. But the thing is, this card wouldn't come out in your reading if it wasn't a possibility for you to kind of get everything that you've ever wanted. And I mean, with the medallion coming out and the Ten of Pentacles, basically they're the same thing. It's all about abundance and I guess recognition as well. Like, winners are people who receive medallions and they're recognized for winning something or conquering something. And I think that you are able to conquer any of this darkness, and you're able to get that medallion. And that's, I think, the powerful message for you here, is that you're on this road to authenticity, and to let go of any shyness, let go of any hold-ups, just get in touch with your roots, balance out everything, go with the flow of life, and just always be yourself in every situation, and don't be afraid to let a beautiful, unique side of yourself show, because the world needs to see it. The world needs to see the real you, and you're a really beautiful, beautiful soul, and I really enjoyed doing this reading for you, so thank you so much for joining me here, and I hope this was helpful and guiding, and that you got some perspective from it. So I'll see you again next time. Hi pal 3, welcome to your reading. So today we've got all these cards. We've got tarot and we've got oracles, and I think quite a few cards came out for you. Yeah, so we will see what is going to come out. The purpose of this reading is with the intention of what powerful message do you need to hear right now. Sorry, I think I'm losing my voice. So maybe maybe wow, yeah, something about the third chakra, I guess. But yeah, we have the amethyst, which is the crystal that you chose. It's a beautiful, beautiful purple crystal, and that connection to the crown chakra and to spirits. So yeah, that is the crystal we chose. We're going to start first with tarot cards, and then we'll get into the oracle cards. So for your tarot cards, you have the Star, you have the Five of Wands, you have the World, you have the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Two of Cups, you have the Seven of Pentacles, and you have the Ace of Swords. Okay, with this reading, oh yeah, I'm getting I'm getting a lot about the pursuit of your dreams and kind of how that journey has been going for you. With the Star here coming up first, Star is all about dreams and hopes and wishes and putting that out into the universe and, you know, letting the universe do its thing, and letting those the universe kind of that beautiful give and take kind of thing, where you can put your dreams and hopes out there, and I think maybe you have been trying to do everything possible to make these dreams come true. Like with the Five of Wands, it's all about, you know, competition and battling to get something, trying really, really hard to reach that fire, and looking around you and just seeing all this competition and feeling like maybe that you're never going to get to the top. These dreams and wishes aren't going to come true. And with the Seven of Pentacles, maybe feeling like you have planted a lot of seeds in all different kinds of places, but you're still waiting for them to grow. You're still waiting for your dreams to come true, and I think that it has been kind of hard for you, especially with the Five of Wands coming out. But a lot of these cards are encouraging that even though you feel like maybe this dream, this wish is not going to come true, and you've been trying and you've been waiting and doing things and battling and fighting, and with the Ace of Swords coming out, it tells me that you're going to start to get a bit of a clearer head about things. And with the World coming out, it's like the end of a cycle. So I think this struggle and this belief that things are not, that your dream is not, that you're getting nowhere closer to it than when you made the move to kind of go towards your dreams. I think this is ending, because the World is a like completion, and then we have these really, really amazing positive cards of the Nine of Pentacles, which is just being really, really happy and content and grateful for everything that you currently have, which is some advice that maybe having that mindset of really, really appreciating everything you do have in your life will really help you feel a lot clearer and less worried about the fact that it feels so far from your dreams coming true. But if you get more into that sort of grateful energy, appreciative energy, it will definitely help create more of a balance. So the Two of Cups is all about this beautiful balance of life, and I think that's also referring to like that balance between you and the universe. Like, you can put your dreams out there, you can make some steps towards them, but at the same time the universe is there to also help you create those things, kind of like co-create together. So it's kind of giving that chance as well. Don't burn out, don't, because that's what the Five of Wands will get to, is this burnout mentality, where you will kind of like have struggled and struggled and struggled so much that eventually you'll feel like you can't do it anymore. So I think the advice and the powerful message here is really to get into this co-creation state of balance and equality. Know that the universe, you are connected to the universe, and the universe is listening to everything that you have put out there. All your dreams, the universe wants them to come true, and all these seeds that you've planted and all the different options that you've explored, things will start to grow. I mean, yeah, we've got the little tree, it's already starting to grow, and he's kind of using his hands, but he's also connecting to another power that that is the universe, that will also help these things grow together, So yeah, that's sort of the main message here, and I think we'll look now at some of the oracle cards and see how they bring forth some more information about this. Okay, so we have this beautiful orangutan. Is my favorite animal, so I'm so happy it came out for you, because it speaks all about creation, and this card is talking about creating your dreams, and I think that's what you have been doing. And I think this card is coming out just to like reinforce that, like, everything that you've been building and making and wishing and dreaming and hoping, the universe hears you. You're a creative soul, and the universe hears it. Just have that patience, like, kind of let things develop how they're going to develop. Even though, like, being, having this creative part of you, I know that you always want to, like, be making something and doing something and constantly, like, moving towards your dreams, but just, it doesn't have to be so hard, I think that's another message here, is just, it really doesn't have to be so hard, this path towards balance and equality. Like, the universe is holding your hand and guiding you in this beautiful direction. Just let it kind of happen, let that magic happen a bit, take a step back for a little bit, let things grow. Then I wanted to ask what was a crystal that would be helpful to you, and you have highlight crystal. So I think I don't know too much about this crystal, but highlight could be something that would be very helpful to have close to you, and to kind of like connect you to this idea of kind of just allowing things to happen a little bit more naturally. So yeah, you might want to look up what the highlight is all about, but yeah, that is maybe a crystal that will help you. Then we have this card, which we'll see how this adds into your reading. That's beautiful. You have the transformation card and the phoenix, and the phoenix is all about rising from the ashes, and I guess it's also about not giving up, but it's about like rebirth and like constantly like, I don't think the phoenix really has to try very hard for these rebirths and this regeneration and this transformation. The phoenix just kind of like lets it happen, and naturally within that allowing things to just naturally happen, they evolve, you know, like all this magic kind of around it. And I think that's sort of the message here, is like this give and take kind of energy. And yeah, you are going to be like, this card tells me that you are this phoenix, so you are going to rise from any ashes and totally be the person that you want to be. Your dreams are going to come true. The phoenix is so triumphant and proud and you know, deserves to kind of be like showing itself off like that, because it's struggled really hard in the beginning, but then it kind of like let things go and it flies up and it becomes this beautiful, beautiful phoenix that's engulfed in magic. And yeah, so I think that's just the message of know that this transformation and this phoenix energy is within you. So there's a lot of fire kind of coming out in this reading. I see, you know, here in the star, here's fire, here's fire. So very passionate and motivated and driven group. I sense there's a lot of ambition here, which is great. Ambition is a good thing. Just kind of like temper it a little tiny bit. Let the universe help you out. Then we have here, my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. So I think that's once again just linked to that star card of like, don't let it get you down if like your dreams are not yet coming true, your goals are not yet coming true. Like, believe that they are going to. Be that phoenix, have that belief that you are going to rise from any ashes. The universe is supporting you, so maintain that faith, that and just try to stay in this happy energy as much as possible, this sort of positive, grateful energy that we saw in the Nine of Pentacles. Being grateful for where you are currently in your journey will make it a lot easier along this road. And then we also have, there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. That's so nice. So we have dreams coming out again. So like, literally the universe is supporting you, and this is, you just need to believe and have that love for yourself and for the journey. It's a journey. It's always a journey when you pursue your dreams and the things that you really want to come true. It's a journey, but you're being supported on this journey, so don't ever lose that faith. Then we have here this card, which is Mercury, which is open communication. Get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. So maybe, and I was having that like throat chakra thing in the beginning of our reading. My voice is like a little bit better now, but maybe it's worth talking about your struggles with this journey, having that kind of, because it's easy to like make people think that everything is fine and you're trying really hard and to only show the world the best side of yourself. It's not very realistic. You know, everybody goes through these struggles, and maybe talking about the struggles that you've had with pursuing your dreams and your goals, maybe telling more people about this Phoenix journey, about how it's kind of not been super easy for you. Maybe that will help you on this, and it will also help a lot of other people, which is just speak from your heart if you do decide to talk about your journey, which I do think is a good recommendation. Talk about the hardships of it, as well as the positives. Then it will help a lot of people, I think, and I do think it's some good advice. And yeah, you'll be heard by a lot of people out there if you speak from your heart and tell your truths. And yeah, don't sugarcoat the journey, because you know, journeys they're not easy. But you know, you become stronger because of them. You're gonna be that phoenix. You are that phoenix. It's in you. Then we have these two cards, which is 2 more tarot cards to get some extra messages. We have the 4 of Fire, which is the 4 of Wands. Contentment, peace, abundance, a happy home life, a successful completion of a project. So this is beautiful for you, because literally your dreams are going to come true. This card just literally tells me everything about that. And yeah, we also have the 6 of Water, which is the 6 of Cups. Memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, or romanticizing the past. So, how does this fit in? 6 of Cups. Memories from your history or childhood. Maybe these ideas of not being good enough, maybe this stems from your past a bit. Maybe it's something you've forgotten. Like when it says here, romanticizing the past, it talks about like thinking, oh yeah, I had a really, really happy childhood. But when you really look a little bit deeper into it, sometimes there's some things that happened, and you know, it's not a bad thing. It's actually, you know, it's what makes you stronger. These things that happen to us when we're younger, they can really help create obstacles in our lives that we then get over, and we become stronger. And you know, I think that this card is just kind of saying maybe there were some things that you've forgotten about or haven't really thought about in a long time, that it might be worth like looking back into. Maybe there are some things that are holding you up a little bit, and I think once you process them a bit more, maybe it will help make getting into this balance kind of state with the universe like a little bit easier. But you know, you are this phoenix, and you, yeah, like with this card, it's just so beautiful, because there's contentment, peace, abundance, like that's there for you in your future, in your near future. So yeah, I think that's really really nice, powerful message there. It's just, yeah, don't let your past hold you back. Don't let any occurrences from your past hold you back. Process them, let them go, and know that they have built you into this really, really strong person that you are today. Someone who's going after what they want in life, your dreams and your hopes. And that takes so much courage to do that, to go after what you really, really want in life. So then we also have, so this comes into autumn, release the old and rest. So that kind of really does make me relate to the past. It's kind of letting go of any of those hang-ups from the past. And when the crow comes out, the crow is really connected to spirit. And autumn, like right now when I'm filming this video, it's timeless, but right now it is summer. Autumn comes after summer, so very soon could be a time for you, maybe this next coming autumn, where your dreams and goals start to take that fruition, they start to come true. And the crow, as I was saying, is all about spirit and kind of co-creating with spirit. So knowing that any steps that you've taken, the universe is going to meet you halfway, and you don't need to like exhaust yourself to the bone to get where you want. Like, the universe is supporting you. Just maintain focus on balance, on happiness, on being grateful for everything that you currently have in your life. Talk about your journey to others, because that can be really helpful to you and to others too. And yeah, let's see, we have 3 cards that came out from this deck. So the first one we have is Thanatos. We have the Ocean, and we have the King. So right away, I don't have the guidebook with me, but what I'm getting from Thanatos is like this, especially with the spider web, it's like building and creating, and that's kind of what spiders do, is they build and they create and they take things, you know, they take down their web and then they rebuild it, and it's this beautiful intricate design every time, and every web is completely different to the next one. So this idea of creation, we had that creation card come out here, this idea of creation and making things, and knowing that in this process of creation, like, things will fall apart a bit, you know, like if a spider builds a web, wind can come by and blow the whole web down, even if it's taken them, you know, 10 days to build that web. Wind will come and just blow it down in one motion, or a human walks through the web and it's destroyed in 1 second. So just know that there are kind of obstacles, and the journey is frail, like a spider web is really frail. So that's, you know, that's the journey. It's not going to be easy, but with the Ocean coming out, the Ocean, I always get this sense of like depth and beauty, and just this like endless amount of also water, like being emotion. So this connection to emotions, and maybe that's why the Mercury card has also come out to really speak about kind of these struggles that you've gone through on this journey, because within this ocean, within diving deep into the depths of our souls, sometimes is where you find the treasure and the beauty. And that ocean also kind of reminds me of the ebb and flow of life, so kind of that give and receive, the tides, how they like go back and they come in and they go back and they come in, and the waves build up, and it's all kind of quite dramatic, but there's a beautiful flow to it all. So I think that's also just reminds you about getting into that flow with the universe, letting the universe help you on this journey of achieving your goals and dreams. And the King is kind of like all about that. It's kind of like similar to the Emperor in Tarot, which is this really, really strong individual who is very confident in and believes in everything that they're doing, and kind of just has this knowing that everything is how it should be, and this confidence that everything is how it should be. So I think embodying that sort of king energy of like the Emperor, just know that things are going to work out for you, and you don't need to like push so hard. The King doesn't really have to try very hard. The King can just sit there and know that things are going to be okay and things are going to work out. So yeah, and the colors on this card also make me think of like the sun. it's like the sun is there, the sun is joy, and just kind of sitting in that energy of trusting the universe, having faith that your dreams and goals and everything's on its way to you. That clarity with the Ace of Swords here, that things are going to work out for you. Yeah, I think that is the powerful message that I'm getting today, is that just kind of falling into a beautiful ebb and flow with the universe. You've put your dreams and goals out there. The universe has heard you. You've built and constructed some web already that is going to catch some traction. You know, you've planted some seeds, but you don't need to try so hard. And don't let any obstacles get in your way. Get in touch with your emotions and feelings about this journey and how it has been for you, and speak about it with others, connect with others, sit in the energy of gratitude, and everything is going to work out alright. Everything is going to be, your dreams are supported and your dreams are going to come true. So yeah, I think that is the powerful message that I have for you today. It's been really, really, really wonderful to read for you. I think this is like, all the readings today have actually been just really, really nice. So I'm so happy about that, because it's just like, the world needs more souls who, you know, are embodying their true selves and just trusting the universe. So thank you for being here. I hope you found this helpful and guiding and gave you some perspective, and I will see you again soon.